Hello, Devlin Bishop here with you, and welcome to another edition of Devlin's Pirate Radio Show. I'm not going to waste time because it's a very special episode. It is, I cannot believe this, episode 100. I cannot believe when I started this. I think I've joked many times that when I was reading about podcasts, they say people usually get to 6, and that's it. They get bored of it. So the fact that here I am, episode 100, blows my mind. It's crazy. We thought of many different ways to celebrate this, throwing a party and just having people come on and talk, having some of my favorite hosts come on, or just, showing audio clips of my favorite sequences and stuff. But I'm the kind of guy that when an idea gets into his head, it just sticks there. And so this one popped in my head. It was nice, simple. It's kind of its own celebration. Probably not as big as people expect, but I'm a kind of, it's 100. But honestly, what, am I going to get 18 viewers, So anyhow, I decided what I wanted to do was call in the other person that does this show, because I certainly do not do this by myself. And you regular listeners know who I'm talking about. And she's never actually done a full show. And what we're going to do is, we're going to do a retrospect of the 100 episodes. We're not going to, analyze every 100. We're just going to go through them and give me a little bit of a recap and tell you little stories that you might not know from them. Most of them we're just going to whip through and just say, that's fine. But anyhow, the person that I felt should be here with me on my 100th is my co-host today, and my producer, and my partner, and my friend, and all that soulmate stuff, Korta M.
Hi there.
I don't usually use M. That's weird.
No, it is weird.
It's
I don't mind. You can call me Heather. You can call me Korta. Whatever comes out.
Yeah, Spools.
Spools is good.
Spools is a nickname that came about, but that's, you don't
need... Wasn't Speed Bump the other day? Yeah.
Speed Bump is a new one. Please don't think I make these up, there are stories behind them. I wouldn't just call somebody Speed Bump without a detailed story.
Actually, there wasn't the story behind Spools, was there?
No, I just called you Spools one day, and you loved it so much that you started wearing T-shirts and jewelry with the word Spools on them, or something like that. Anyhow, can you believe it? 100 episodes.
That's crazy.
You got me on this journey. I basically say I want to do something, forget about it, and then 2 months later you did all this research and you show up with a microphone. Hey, happy birthday!
Yep.
I said, what the hell's this?
And you've regretted it ever since.
And so thank you for doing this. This has been a great creative outlet. I've talked many times about thinking of wrapping it up at some point, because really, how much can one man talk about?
I don't think you've run out yet, though. So
I don't know. I'm afraid we're going to go through this retrospect, and I'm going to find out that I've talked about myself a lot.
Well, it's your podcast. Why wouldn't you?
I thought this would be a good show, too, because, it's kind of... A lot of people say when they go to check out my show, it's overwhelming now, because they have 100 to choose from now. And what do they choose? So if you go to my blog or the iTunes, they basically have, a little breakdown of the 3 segments we do. So whatever interests people, I always tell them, if the show doesn't interest you, look for segments that you think might.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a bit of a breakdown. As I said, we're not going to go in depth. A lot of these shows I've looked and
we're recording a table of contents?
Table of contents, exactly. This is not going to be an entertaining show unless you're a fan. But I think at this point, a celebration should be for the fans. All 17 of them, which I joke. First of all, before we start, I just want to thank you if you have ever listened to this. Well, you're listening to it now. Honestly, if you're not listening to it, I'm not thanking you. So the fact that you are listening to this episode, thank you. If you've listened to every episode I've done, thank you. If you've listened to pieces of episodes, if you listen to one segment because it had something to do with you, thank you. And, it's been an amazing ride. I've always said, if I get one person listening, I've always said that with any of my art. If I affect one person in my life, and this show, in some ways, that person might just be me. But I know Korta has to listen to them all several times.
But I enjoy them.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I do. I think I listen to them more than you do, though, don't I? Because you don't listen to them all.
I've listened to, when I have co-hosts, I sometimes listen to them.
Yeah.
Because when I'm doing the show, you kind of get lost in the moment.
Right.
And so, yeah. But, others I'm like, oh, I record some and I go, I never want to hear that again. So let's talk about them all.
Yay!
So Korta's going to go down. Now, we actually started, the first episode debuted on March 5th, 2015. So not only are we got 100 episodes, we're actually coming up to a 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. What did we talk about, or I talk about on the first episode?
First episode is Who the Hell is Devlin Bishop? Batman 1966, and how to spice up your MP3 playlist.
Oh, this list was the best show I ever did. Nothing to talk about here. This is a perfect mix. I got a little comedy in it. I tell me about yourself, and I believe I cried. And Batman 66, I love. That's something I'm going to talk. By the way, I never mentioned, at the end of this, I will talk about what the future holds for Devlin's Pirate Radio Show. Yeah. I've always threatened to stop at any minute. But I'm actually going to keep going, and we got some new stuff. I love this format. Simple. We'll talk about the nostalgia factor later. I like it. Yeah. Simple. Let's move on.
Okay. That was quick. I know, it has to be quick. Episode 2. Improv comedy, 50 Shades of Grey, the movie, and yes, I paint my fingernails.
All I want to say about this is, of course, I had to talk about improv comedy. Most of my guests are from the staircase. I'm shocked that I talked about 50 Shades of Grey so early.
Yeah.
But if I recall, this wasn't just a movie review. I was actually defending it, because when I watched it, I realized I actually liked the movie, but... I will say it again. Christian Grey, most honest character in history. Women always say, I want an honest man. This is an honest man, and yet people turn their back on it. But guess what? I'm going to see the new one. I'm going to sneak off and see it.
Soon,
it's coming out, it's already out when this gets revealed, and I've already saw it by then.
Oh.
So let's not talk about that. That might be an upcoming show.
That's awkward. Okay, episode 3. No more Mr. Nice Guy. The Walking Dead and Oldies radio stations. You were already going, nope, that's it. I'm not nice anymore.
I know. Episode 3, I'm already talking about. Now, you got to remember, for those of you who don't remember, in episode 1, I mentioned that this was a very dark day. You know, I had just lost my job at Target, thought I was going to be losing lots of friends from there. Some ways I did. And so I was going through this, and I warned people right at the beginning, this show could have a lot of me just saying, that's it, I'm done. I did not think it only took till episode 3. All right, that's probably what that's about, and we move on.
Ooh, episode 4, your first co-host.
Oh, love it.
Doug Miller.
Oh, yes.
So we have Meet Doug Miller, classic Saturday morning cartoons, and fatherhood.
Yeah, this was... I love this episode, one, because Doug Miller heard my first episode, and I was thinking of who I wanted for my first guest, and Doug was a guy I knew a little bit, and he basically just wrote me and said, I need to be your first guest. And I said, well, I don't do guests, I'm going to do co-host. That's when I came up with the fact, you are my co-host today, Korta. And he, championed this, and we became good friends because of it. And if he lived closer, I am telling you, he probably be on more regular.
Yeah,
we have a lot of fun. Twice. He did a Christmas episode with me as well.
There's so many co-hosts. It's hard for me to remember.
we talked. We knew each other, but we talked more because of the thing. And we're kindred spirits. We have a lot of similarities. And Doug knows that if he was closer, I would definitely get him in more, and we'll definitely have more Doug in the future.
Good. Episode 5, Easter holiday tips, Easter viewing suggestions, and suicide is not an option.
One of my favorite episodes, because the suicide talk was, I got a lot of emails. And when I say a lot, 3 maybe. But
you got a lot of comments, too.
Lots of comments, yeah. And I actually got people telling me that this was hard to listen to. And I think this probably got a lot of people not wanting to listen to my show anymore because they realized that I could go from very happy topics to nothing, really deep, dark. And I even got an email from my nephew, Sean, who said this was very hard to hear, his uncle, who had suicidal tendencies, but he thanked me for doing it because he's gone through a lot of rough stuff and overcome a lot of stuff in his life. And he thanked me for being so brave and vulnerable on the radio. And this was when I realized the power of radio and that I was going to talk earnestly. This was going to be my forum, because I thought it was ironic that because so little people listen to it, this would be a perfect way to talk about stuff. And as you see as a retrospect, we will see other topics that affected people.
But the Easter tips are good too. The big section.
I don't do enough of that anymore.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that stuff.
The tips I don't do anymore, and that's why I want to kind of reformat the show, because I do talk a lot about how the world pisses me off lately.
Which is also good.
It is, but it doesn't have to be a regular segment. Well, yeah, it's going to be a regular segment, but it doesn't have to be all 3 segments.
Okay.
With a little bit of happiness in one of them.
Okay, episode 6. Goodbye Target, For the Love of Glee, and classic board games.
I forgot to mention with episode 1, if you go to YouTube, I've actually crossed 100 viewers.
Ooh,
I know that means the people have just, but let me dream. People just clicked on it and then said, oh, this is boring, and left, and I still get my hit. But I'm going to toot my own horn here and be happy. It's over 100. I believe this one is another one of my high ones, because a lot of Target people listen to this. I think it was very, very therapeutic for me. I waited actually a little while to talk about it, but I had to get it off my chest, and I concentrated only on the good things. And so, cool. And board games, I can always talk about them.
Of course. Okay.
All right. Only 90 some odd more to go.
Episode 7. Oh, co-host Gary Reed.
Nice.
So we have Meet Gary Reed, Music Talk, and It's Hard to Be a Man.
Yeah. This was back when we were with co-hosts, when we still did 20-minute segments, or as tight as possible.
Yeah.
Gary Reed, one of my good friends, he's been on the show twice, I believe, and he's done a Topics Teaserama, or that might have been in his episode. Wonderful guy. He's going through a lot personally, but he's getting his music career started. He's starting to do little performances now around town, and I don't know if this is a secret or not. I don't think it is, but hopefully I'm not giving too much away. He's actually working on putting together his first album.
Oh, excellent.
So I can't wait to see him, and he better come on my show to promote it.
What style of music is it?
It's like kind of rock pop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice.
He's just a beautiful man. Very intense when you meet him, but once you get to know him, he's just a very sweet and probably one of the most honest men you'll ever meet.
Cool. Well, you have to get him back on then so we can hear all this music. Episode 8. When Did I Become Yoda? Dukes of Hazzard and Debunking Gay Stereotypes.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to this. I just realized I've become Yoda. A lot of people have said I'm their Yoda. Only a couple that matter to me, though. And I'm old. Moving along.
I don't think that's what they were going for with Yoda.
I know. I have a lot of life experience. And I love telling them that, and then I love watching them doing the exact opposite. Yet they still say I'm inspiration.
It's just like Yoda.
There you go. Exactly. I never thought of it. That's profound. Moving on. I'm going to cry. No, I'm just kidding.
Episode 9, 2015 Summer Movie Preview, Part 1 and Part 2.
Ooh.
And Why I Love the Movie.
Oh, I just love the movie. Anybody who knows, I talk about movies a lot. That's going to continue because I've actually added that. Summer Movie Preview was something I started doing, and I did it twice, and I'm going to keep doing it because it's very interesting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Episode 10, Josh Obermeyer is in. Meet Josh Obermeyer, Bad Cult Movies, and Cursed with a Dirty Mind. I think that was fun to get pictures for, if I recall.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Korta does all the pictures that you see on YouTube.
Yes.
That's her thing. That's totally her thing, and she tells me she loves it. I don't stand over her with a stick. Josh is a wonderful guy. He's been on the show many times. I'm very proud of him and mad at him at the same time because he's actually just got a wonderful opportunity. looks like he's going to Britain for a while to do some teaching.
Ooh.
So we're going to lose our Josh. I'm going to miss him in the chair, but we have so many great moments. And, I'll never say never. He may show up again once he, returns. And I will, if I'm still doing the show, I definitely would sing. But I am proud of him, but a little mad at him because anybody who knows my abandonment issues, I take it personally.
He'll be back. He'll phone or something and do a segment that way.
Yeah, we haven't figured that out yet. I don't know. Nobody talks on the phone anymore.
Oh,
I'm
true.
the only one who does.
Episode 11. Summer tips. The Body Beautiful and fireworks.
Nothing to talk about
Yeah,
here.
it was a good episode. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it was brilliant.
I don't actually remember the episode, but I'm sure it was fantastic.
I should listen to those summer tips. I have no clue what that means.
I'm not sure. I think I can't remember.
How to enjoy summer. Go outside.
I know
probably.
there was an episode where you said one of the tips was find someone with a pool and make friends with them.
That's it. I bet you that's one of the ones.
That probably is. Yeah.
How are your parents?
They're good.
I loved her parents before they had a pool. I just want to state that on record. They have listened periodically.
Yes.
Apparently, if you name drop them, they will actually listen to it. So let them know they're in this episode.
I will.
I think they'd listen to it just because you're in it.
They might. You'd think they would.
I like that she had so much hope when she said that, but she didn't believe it once. I gotta watch this because they always say, boy, they really raked us through the coals. Now I'm doing it again. Love Terry and Martin Wakeford. Sorry, moving on before I rake anybody over the coals.
Episode 12, Losing a Parent, my top 10 superhero movies, and Fun Employed.
Fun Employed. I love Fun Employed.
Yeah.
That's actually not my catchphrase. Somebody said it to me and I loved it, so I don't take credit for that. Losing a Parent, another one that I got some things because I realize as I get older, my friends are getting older and it happens. And I really felt I'm not afraid to talk about that stuff. And sometimes we are, but I see so many people affected by it. I needed to talk about it. And I believe this was because of Mike's mother passing. I'm proud of this episode. So I do a good one every once in a while.
Oh, you do them all good. I have to say that. I'm part of the show.
I know.
No, I do love them all. Episode 13, co-host Tahisha Belfi. Meet Tahisha Belfi. Welcome to Burlesque and Sex Symbols.
Tahisha Belfi, wonderful guest. I hope I'm not giving anything away, but that's, of course, her stage name.
Yes. And
a lovely woman named Alexandra Hachechko. And they're great. Her and her husband, Chris, are great friends to me. I absolutely adore them. And she, I don't think she gets a chance to do burlesque enough, but I did do a photo shoot with her at Halloween with Count Devlin, and that's a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll get to see some of those pictures around the Halloween thing. And she's been working hard. She's training to be, I always get this wrong, but she's learning study. She's also like a nurse.
Yeah.
And she's studying to become really big with diabetes. Really big with diabetes. She's learning about being like a counselor of that and stuff, and so I'm very proud of her. And I do hope she gets to do some burlesque because we don't have enough diabetes coaching burlesque performers.
You might get people to show up for the appointments more often.
I probably would have, yes. But no, she's wonderful. I'd love to have Chris on too sometimes because he's an interesting guy
quieter,
too.
Though.
He is, but lovely man when you get to talk to him. I'd have to. We'll talk about lots of stuff. We talk about movies and pop culture for ages.
Yeah. Episode 14, you should be dancing.
Yes, you should be. Instead of listening to this ridiculous retrospect.
While we're talking, I don't mind. Boy bands and perks of being a wallflower.
You actually asked me to do boy bands.
I did.
Yeah, because during my, please ask me any questions you want. Nobody asked me any questions. That's not true. 2 people did, but I didn't think I could really make a segment out of the 2 questions they asked, which were like something profound about like, where do I get my inspiration? for my shows and, what color's your underpants or something like that. So,
well, you could do a show about that, but it would be a little odd.
I'm always promoting dancing, and I enjoyed talking about boy bands.
Yeah, it was good. So, episode 15, Meet Damien Troutman. Let me know if I get anyone's name wrong.
No, that's right.
Okay,
that's
okay.
right. Oh, trust me, you get his name wrong. You'd never hear that. You're a friend of his, so.
Well, I don't call him by his last name.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park and Spartacus.
Yeah, Damien's probably one of the most important people in my life. He's right up there with Mike and Korta. He's touched my life in such a short time. And I loved having him on. I believe this was because Jurassic World was coming out. We decided to have him on. He loves dinosaurs.
I was just wondering why you didn't do Alien, because I know he's a big Alien fan, but with Jurassic World, that makes sense.
I think we talked about Alien in another episode. He's done 2 episodes with me. And, yeah, he's just wonderful. He's doing really well at his new job. I love watching him grow. I'm kind of his Yoda, and he's the Luke that does his own thing when I tell him, but... He tells me I'm an inspiration, and I love that, and he actually kind of inspires me sometimes.
He's a lot of fun. Episode 16, Pride, gay movie recommendations, and when Devlin met Mike.
Nice episode. I really am happy, but I recently did one about Pride that wasn't so happy. But this one's a nice one, and... I love talking about when I met Mike, because a lot of people tell me it seems like a movie moment.
It does.
And so that's great. So if you want to see that, listen to that episode.
That's right. We're not going to go over it now. You go back and listen to
No, this is a great way. Maybe we'll inspire people. I'm going to go re-listen to that.
I was thinking at least you can tell every co-host that you name-dropped them on this episode,
right.
So they all have to listen to it.
Right. And they're going to probably have a picture up to give Heather something to do.
That's right.
Not she's hanging out in the mean streets of Hamilton doing God knows what.
That's right.
So I have to give her
If you don't keep me busy, I get into all kinds of trouble.
Is this still taping?
I hope so.
I haven't decided if we're actually going to break this down into segments, but we'll go for about...
Whatever.
Let's get to episode 30 and see what happens.
That makes sense. Episode 17, Hamilton Art Awards, Summer Movie Review Quickies, and podcasting.
Yeah, podcasting. Yeah, I was an expert by 17.
There we go.
Is this when you came on and talked?
No. There's I don't think it was, because I think there's an episode that mentions me.
Okay.
You had Mike for one segment and me for another one.
And probably retrospecting. 17 would be enough for me to realize I know what I'm doing.
Well, this is June, so that's a few months.
Oh, it might have been the one where I was putting down people that I realized that other people started podcasting right after I started.
Yeah.
And one guy even used my actual comments in the thing, and I'm supposed to think, he's had this idea since he was in his teens when there was no such thing as podcasting. I'm getting upset already. Hamilton Arts Award, thanks to Colette Kendall for getting me nominated. It was a wonderful night. I'm glad I talked about it. Colette, I'm hoping to get on here one day. She thinks she doesn't have a lot to talk about, but she's just lying.
Well, then she can listen to you.
I've had nobody ever really turned me down, but 3 ladies have told me we'll do it another time. So I'm holding you to that.
Yep.
You're not listening. Come on, let's be honest. Okay, moving along.
And I should say, I love when you do your movie reviews. I know there's lots of them coming up, so I should have said that.
Right, and I added them at the
stuff.
last minute because people tell me about that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a great movie reviewer, but I'm honest, so.
But it helps because I can hear it and go, oh, actually, that sounds pretty good. I should try and check that out sometime.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So luckily we add it monthly now.
Episode 18, Andrew Hops. Meet Andrew Hops, Seinfeld, and Writing 101.
Yeah, Andrew's, I think, just above Josh Obermeyer. He has the most appearances. I would love to have this man on a lot. I know I've had a lot of people write to me about different people that they think, oh, I'd love to hear more of him. Cool. And then Andrew is one of the ones people like. He's just so crazy, and he's like a young pup. What I love about Andrew Hops is we actually met through the podcast. He started coming to improv and listened to my show.
Cool.
And that's how he got to know me. So I didn't really know him, and we wound up hanging out and getting to know each other and becoming friends. Had him back. I just think he's zany, he's cute, all my co-hosts are cute.
Yeah, they're all cute.
I don't. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something really offensive. Nobody would ever come on again. All my co-hosts are cute,
They're
and beautiful,
adorable.
and
Yeah.
stuff. And Andrew's wonderful. So what
Yeah.
can I say? Listen to all the Andrew and all the other co-hosts.
Episode 19. Caitlyn Jenner and USA same-sex marriage.
Wow.
That was a long topic. Jaws. And Tales from the Drive-In movie.
I love to talk about Jaws. I could talk about Jaws. This was a big deal for me because I don't really talk about current events.
No.
And as a gay man, two big things happened with the Caitlyn Jenner and the U.S., declaring same-sex marriage was legal. I felt I had to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, is this going to happen more? No. I don't think I'm a guy who talks about, unless it shows up at Topics Teaserama, and since I write most of those.
That's possible. Well, a lot of the news you can just cover in like a 5-minute, like, okay, this is how I think.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Move it along.
Okay, episode 20. I Love Hamilton,
I
Sons
do.
of Anarchy, and Sports.
Yeah.
That's a weird bunch.
Well, I do love Hamilton,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's a regular feed. I like to promote some stuff. And yes, I talked about sports.
Yeah.
I think it was
You
more
got whole 20 minutes out of it, even.
baseball. Yeah, my baseball obsession
Yes.
time
Yes.
for a couple of years to get close to my brother.
Yes, that's right.
Moving along.
Episode 21.
Here it is.
Catching up with Josh Obermeyer. Topic, Teaserama and Cards Against Humanity.
Here it is. Yeah,
Yep.
Josh is
Woo.
back. Cute Josh. And the debut of Topics Teaserama. I
Yeah.
became a regular here. I think people like it. I know Superfan Jen does because
Oh, of
she
course.
writes all her answers.
I like going and reading her answers.
I
It's
do
fun.
too. It's fun, and
Yeah.
I like. She yells at me. She told me you don't do it enough.
Well,
So I actually had to redo it again
maybe,
because I
maybe
was
you
like,
just need more audience participation things other than Topics Teaserama.
I would love that. We've
Yeah.
been working on trying to do streaming or
Yeah.
a lot of things, but
Something else
in
to
the
make her
future,
work.
you never know. yeah, you
Yeah.
need to stay off the street.
That's
God
right.
help her.
And I like Cards Against Humanity. You should just play a game of
Yeah,
it
you
sometime
finally
a
got
year.
to play it, right?
Yes, that was
Yes,
fun.
and you were like shocked at the dirty
Oh
words
yes, I
that
was totally
you were
shocked.
explaining to us that we didn't understand.
Yeah, you guys did.
But you read in all your Anne Rice novels during those times.
And now we're moving on. Episode 22, Left Behind, 1985, and the Beach Boys.
Yeah, I did a two-part series
Two-part.
about 1985.
Yeah.
And they featured two men that were big in my life back then, Richard Costanza and Mike Obermeyer. No relation to Josh Obermeyer.
Yeah.
I really hope that Mike got to hear his segment. Richard loved his segment.
Oh, good.
And I'm glad.
He probably plays it while he's sleeping all the time.
No, he loves it.
Good.
Richard loves talking about the old times. I really needed to talk about it. It was really good.
Mhm.
And I would love to have Richard, if he ever comes visiting to Hamilton, to have him on the show.
That'd
Because
be
he's a
great.
very, very interesting person and somebody who meant a lot to me. Still does.
And he could teach us about opera.
He could.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be the first opera person I've had on,
Oh, that's
which...
true, yeah.
That's strange, but yeah, no, I'd love it. And I like that I feel left behind. Then I talk about 1985.
Yeah.
Maybe I live in the past too much. And then the Beach Boys, which I didn't even grow
That's
up
a very
during.
past episode then.
Yeah,
yes,
but
yeah.
very summary.
Yeah. And episode 23 has I Hate Weddings.
Oh, fuck yeah.
1985 Part 2. And Summer Movie Guilty Pleasures.
Yeah, I don't like weddings. I love that I hate weddings just as I was about to go to my niece's.
Yes, I think you decided you'd get it over with before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'd like to say
But
that I
hers
don't
must
have...
been lovely.
Oh, none of the weddings I talked about, even though I talked blatantly about weddings,
Yeah.
had anything to do with any of the weddings I went to. Yeah, right. I'm apparently would like to say that I'm not going to any weddings this year, but I know of one definitely, and there might be another one, and so I may have more material.
Oh, well, there we go. I Hate
I
Weddings
can't
Part
say
2 then,
anything
yeah.
because somebody might be listening to this, and sure, I'm happy for them, but I'd be happier for them if you just give me money to go see a movie. I want them to pay for it, too.
Well, sure.
Well, it's better than my chicken and potatoes or what I'm going to get, you know?
Yeah.
I waste my time and I get some, dinner that is always never good, and people raving about it. And then when the bride and groom aren't in a room, they all sit there and go, God, that was awful, but we can't tell them that.
Unless you had a wedding he was at, not that one. That one was lovely.
Yes. Thank you for doing that. Moving on. Hotter things. Very hot things.
Oh, yes. Episode 24 was Meet Andre Guantanamo.
Yeah, wonderful man. Probably one of the most intimidating. I even told him that I was intimidated because he's just such a character, and he I think he got fans. I remember when my friend Deb and I were walking down James Street, I said, "Oh, remember Andre? I introduced him," and she got a hug from him and stuff. And after he left, she goes, "He's hot." He really is, and he's a flirt, and he's a tease, and if you listen to the episodes he did, wonderful man. I'm going to talk more about him with the second one, because he did something that I thought was so amazing.
So you guys talked about making movies and choose your adventure.
Yeah, he's right now, oh my God, he's on an adventure now. I can never remember where he is, but he's like making jewelry in like this beach resort with this commune of people, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, it's so amazing that people actually do that sort of thing, where they just pick up and go.
So happy that he could come on. I hate travel, but I like hearing about it.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm not a traveler. No. Picking up and go to me would be like just 9 bags. A movie. 9 bags to go visit my sister-in-law in Dunville.
That's right.
You know, so.
And the perfect playlist.
Yeah, fuck. If I don't have music. All right, what's up next?
Episode 25, Fetishes.
Yes.
Gilligan's Island.
Which is a fetish right there.
And the art of being alone, apparently, to participate in your fetishes.
Again, I like the art of being alone. Fetishes was funny because I remember being at your parents' place and we were talking with the Distal family.
Yep.
And I remember freaking them out with some of this fetish talk.
And
I said, you know what, we were so entertained by it, I have to talk about it. And I'm obsessed with people's fetishes. I like to know where they stem from because some of them are just weird.
Yeah.
So if you want,
segment.
If you want to have a little bit of fun, check that one out.
Yeah. And episode 26, Meet Mike Cuthbertson. Summer Movie Quickie Reviews 2, and Meet Korta M.
Well, we know the movie Quickies, and Mike and Korta are so shy that they basically had to split an episode.
He only got me on this one because all I'm doing is reading them.
I know, but that's why you came on here.
That's right.
So, yeah, I love having you guys on. You've been actually on a couple times now.
Yes, we did Thanksgiving.
This is just your first one.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that masterpiece later.
That's brilliant
I know.
Episode 27, Andrew Hops.
He's back.
Yep, catching up with Andrew Hops, Ghostbusters, and Topics Teaserama.
Yeah, we wanted to talk to him about Ghostbusters. He's a big fan. He's like, literally, you probably remember, he actually had a tattoo.
Oh, yes.
On his leg.
Yes.
Of the Ghostbuster symbol.
Yep.
I asked him, and you should see how quick he showed me that. I kind of wish it wasn't just on his leg. But, and we got Andrew to do Topics Teaserama, which I believe was Bug Nuts. I think that's the one where he screams in, because I tell him he can't talk until I introduce him, and he's like, ah! And I was like, what the hell?
That's right.
I love his energy. Just a great guy. You'll see more of Andrew for sure.
Oh, yes. Episode 28, Back to School, my top 10 school movies, and my favorite teacher.
I'm really getting into top 10s a lot. Yeah. I like doing them. I remember we did superheroes on an earlier episode, and I need to do more of that because they're fun to do.
They are fun. Probably takes you all year to come up with what 10 you're going to do.
And talking about teachers is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because teachers are wonderful people, I have to say. And they know it.
After you say that, I was just going to say, you'll have to do my least favorite teacher.
Yeah, I could do that too, actually. But, because they're not all great. But I was saying, a lot of them know it. Yeah. We get to Value Village, and they're practically, I'm buying this for the kids. I'm so good. Like, I'm like, a little humbleness goes a long way, but you guys are amazing. Some of you.
Most teachers are excellent. The kids don't think so.
When Josh told me he was going to be a teacher, I'm thinking, if I would be crushing on him so bad. Moving on.
Yes, episode 29, The Joy of Dancing, Parenthood TV series, and Pampering Myself.
Yeah, I think that's what I talked about, using bath bombs and stuff.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes.
And apparently my second dancing one within 30
dancing
episodes.
Is awesome.
And yes, it's therapeutic, and I remember when I did it, always talk about dancing.
Yep. And episode 30, Meet Dave Marshall, Talking High School, and Don and Dave's Hip Radio Show.
Dave Marshall, one of my oldest friends. It was a lot of fun reminiscing with him. I thought it would be good because he's one of the few people who remember stories about me in high school, and I think it translated really well.
You did.
I love that this little show we made called Don and Dave's Hip Radio Show, such a low-budget production, just did it for family and friends. I love there's actually segments now of it on iTunes and YouTube and my blog posts.
Oh, yeah.
And even though they're so crude and stuff, I love that they are available on the World Wide Web.
They're fantastic.
So
that's how I got to know you guys at first, really. I heard those so much,
And we're going to take a short break and come back with 30 more episodes. I hope you're enjoying yourself. This is kind of fun.
I'm enjoying it.
And it's actually good for me because I sometimes think I repeat myself. So when I go in to do my next 100, maybe I won't repeat these. Oh, come on. They'll be like the art of dancing, the temptation of dancing.
There will be new insight, at least.
We hope so.
Yes.
We'll take a short break and come back with not only more reminiscing, but talking about what the future holds for Devlin's Pirate Radio Show. We're back. 100th birthday celebration. Okay, it's not really our birthday. It's just our 100th episode. And I always say our.
Yeah.
Even when you're not in
that.
the room, I say we. Because I figure if I fail, she's coming down with me. So
sometimes it sounds like the royal we.
We. We're here with the good quality. If you just tuned in, what the hell are you watching? Let's get back to the front and listen to the other. Those are the good episodes. Now we're going to go through the darker side, I'm sure, as we go through 31 to 60 in our recap of the greatest radio show that ever lived.
Yay!
That's what I like having you here. I get really cocky when you're here because you're always like,
oh yeah, I'll agree
toot
with
my
you.
horn.
Yeah, that sounded
If
very rude.
only I could get her to toot my horn once in a while. Then the fact that I don't get paid for this would be much better. But, all right, moving on. I'm with a funeral.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw the word funeral.
Well, you said these were the dark episodes. Episode 31 has Get Out There and Vote.
Oh my God.
Olivia Newton-John.
Finally.
Yeah, no kidding. And The Living Funeral.
Yeah, again, I don't usually get political, but I decide get your ass up and vote. Maybe I should have done one for the Trump.
Maybe.
The Trump.
The Trump.
You know what? I don't like to get political, but I'm just going to start this. I hate that Donald Trump's in power, not just because of all the horrible things he's doing, it's how many people call me Donald Trump at Value Village.
Oh, man.
I will take Ronald McDonald, Donald Duck.
Oh, jeez.
Anyhow, the living funeral, that's what I want to do when I'm like my 50th birthday. Still thinking about it. Coming up, I think I know what I'm doing now.
Oh.
Well, it changes. Obviously, I had the living funeral. I think I was going to have a big party. Nothing. Like we're doing for this 100th episode. Nothing.
Nothing at all.
I'm literally going to run away and hide.
Oh, well, you'll have to let us know where so we can show up.
No, you can celebrate it on another day. No, that's my newest thing. I've decided nothing. I'm going to just do nothing. Nobody wants to celebrate it.
I want to celebrate.
All right. Well, in your own. I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be awesome. You guys all buy yourself gifts, and I'll just show up at the end of the night. All right.
Episode 32.
Oh, great.
I Love Autumn. Meet Jonathan Ferrand.
Yeah,
I guess it is.
that's it.
Okay. And Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I got to do my nephew here, and that sounds horrible.
It does.
I got a little segment with my nephew, and I didn't know if he'd really want to do a full episode, so I got him to do a segment, and it was really lovely. I'm going to listen to this again when, he gets older and doesn't need his uncle as much. Get teary-eyed. But I love that he came on, and the kid means so much to me. And Thanksgiving dinner. We have to talk about this. This is one of the craziest episodes we ever did, and I love it. And I know you and Mike were a part of it.
Yes.
I get these weird ideas in my head, and they follow me along like Ethel to my Lucy.
Yep.
And I decided that some of our listeners might not have anyone to have dinner with, so we decided to do a 20-minute segment where we literally talked about Thanksgiving and made noises like we were eating. You can actually hear plates and forks scraping along the plates.
I'm sad to say to break the myth for the viewers, but we were not eating Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my God, I'd be like, have stuffing in my mouth. It just would. But anyhow, I truly believe that somebody might turn this on. I don't know where I get this. It's funny clip.
It's fun.
I like when we take silly chances like that.
Yeah, it was a good one. Episode 33 is I Love Halloween, my 10 scariest movies, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, I always have to remind myself I've done the Rocky Horror Picture Show because every Halloween I want to do a segment. That's how much I love that movie.
But it's great, and you can do another segment easily.
I know, but you know what's easier? I could clip my favorite segments. I won't have to work that week. You will, to keep that the stream.
But that's okay.
And I can't remember my 10 scariest movies. I know Halloween was number one.
Yes.
But, I should
don't
actually,
remember all of them either. It
I
might have changed by now.
I do love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love this even more.
Yeah.
This does not qualify as an episode.
Nope, it's not an episode, but we have Count Devula's Halloween Party.
Yes, this was like a 2.5 hour, and honestly, I think the final cut was like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, we
have a version of that.
Yes.
But if you go on YouTube, this is still up. And what I love is I don't think we've hit 10 viewers yet.
Really?
But the first Halloween and the last, little pieces come up. And I re-air this every year. I love it. It's horrible. It's the first time that Count Devula actually talks. And you'll see why with the bad accent always leaving. But I love this character. I'd love to do more with the character. I do a little bit more with him. But this, I love seeing this. Yep. I'm hoping to cross the 10 mark by next Halloween.
I don't think I listened to it on YouTube, because I know I did listen to it last Halloween, but I think I just listened to the longer version that we have. So.
Yeah, well, we got the longer version, and some we had to, get rid of songs.
Yes.
Because apparently you can play Thriller, but you can't play She Blinded Me by Science.
Yeah,
Mr. Dolby, rethink this. Moving on.
Episode 34 is Meet Ryan Coppert.
Coppert, I believe that's right. I even had to ask him that.
Oh, good.
It seems like such a simple name, and then you think, wow, there's
I am glad that you get the spellings of all their names before you come over, because otherwise, who knows what I'd be putting up there. Also, The Art of Public Speaking and Topics Teaserama.
Yeah, he actually was the guy who was the Toastmaster, and I was really intrigued by it, and we became really good friends during this summer, and I loved having him on and talking about Toastmasters, and he's right now doing a lot of promotion with that, and he's really doing well for himself. I'm very proud of him. I don't get to talk to him as much for personal reasons, but yeah, wonderful guy, and loved that I went to him with Toastmasters a couple times, and it was a really great experience, very welcoming. And if you're ever looking for how to public speak or there's Toastmasters all over Canada. He's with the Stony Creek one, I believe. Cool. Definitely a great place to meet wonderful people and learn the art of public speaking.
Very cool. Episode 35 is Remembrance Day, the DC movie and TV universe, and secondhand stores.
I'm guessing that I got my job at Value Village a couple months now. I've been in and talked about it. So now I'm officially working again. Mm-hmm. Remembrance Day, I love talking about that because it reminds me of my mom and dad. I know it was very emotional, and I think I've done other Remembrance Days.
I think so. At least segments.
Yeah, I love talking about it because we really need to remember.
Definitely. Episode 36, Peanuts, Food is Love, and Real People and the Word Adoption.
Yeah, well, Peanuts, I know this is about Charles Schulz.
Yes.
Because I think the Peanuts movie was around. I think I actually was a Peanuts character
Yes.
for my
Yes,
picture.
for the picture.
And I wanted to talk my love of it. And yeah, food is love. We won't talk about that. It was me getting fat. And when I was a kid, I was always rewarded with junk food.
Yes.
And yeah,
Okay.
good episode, self-explanatory.
Episode 37. Meet Jennifer
Filipovich, yes.
War droids and science fiction.
Well, this is Super Jen fan for any of you regular listeners,
Yay.
and she was so excited when she came on. I can't even remember if she was super fan Jen at this point.
Oh, she was super fan Jen.
Yeah, she was early on. We promoted her book War Droids. Probably still got many copies left. And that's her. I'm not trying to joke. You read it, actually.
I did. Unfortunately, I read so much I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember I enjoyed it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I did not read it yet. I'm getting around to it. I swear. People give me these books, and I'm honored.
Yes.
They
but
look
you don't
great
read
on my
very
shelf.
Much, so.
I don't read hardly. I'm lucky I can get through an Archie Digest.
They're good.
But they've made a TV show. I don't even have to read that anymore.
You'll
and
have
Archie's
to do
hot.
a segment on Archie sometime now. Yeah.
What, the series?
Sure.
I might.
Yeah.
I like Archie.
Episode 38. Human Nature.
Could be about anything.
Yeah, really. Role-playing and Christmas shopping tips.
Oh, the tips are still aplenty.
Yes.
Role-playing, I just want to make a comment because a lot of people have come to me and said that I hear people openly talking about getting back into Dungeons and Dragons and other things. I love that people are role-playing again. I love
great.
that we still role-play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go out. If you don't even know about it, go out and find it. Because it is really good. Though it is hard to just get with a group.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I felt like a little bit of a douchebag because I remember being at Valley Village talking to somebody and saying how awesome it was. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'd really love to do it sometime. Oh, well, find somebody.
Yeah,
not me. Because we don't really, it's hard to introduce people because you don't know how they'll be. But he's a sweet guy and I'd love to invite him in sometime.
Well, and your role-playing's really
different. Yes.
So it's not just a game, it's more of a performance almost. So that would be hard for some people to get into. But it's excellent. I love it.
I take it to the next level in everything I do.
Episode 39, Star Wars Special.
Yes.
Waiting for the Phantom Menace and ranking the movies. The Star Wars movies, obviously.
Yeah, I love talking Star Wars, so I knew with Force Awakens coming out, I wanted to do a full episode, and I could do multiple episodes on this. So, yeah, I liked it. A lot of fun.
And where would Force Awakens rank in your movies now?
I believe it ranked in...
Because you did this ranking before.
No, I believe. Yeah, it would have to be. I think I said that Force Awakens was behind all the original movies.
Okay.
But I believe I actually had Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, it was up higher.
No, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I always get
And then The Force Awakens, and then Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones.
Okay, cool. See, an updated segment now. Episode 40.
Yeah.
Catching up.
Rogue One, dead last. Sorry.
Well, yeah, that hardly counts as Star Wars. So, episode 40, catching up with Doug Miller, Christmas specials and topics Teaserama Christmas.
You know a segment's doing well when you have a Christmas segment.
Oh yeah.
I remember it was my first Christmas episode. I thought Doug was we were so nostalgic. So I asked him to come in. What I loved is he did research. I remember he actually was on YouTube watching all these Christmas specials. So we talked about a lot of them.
I didn't even do enough research for this to look at old episodes.
he looked up the Judy Garland special, the Bing and Thing, and we hadn't even talked that we were going to talk about them. And then we wound up talking about it, and it was amazing. It was a nice, feel-good episode.
Yeah, that is. And Topics Teaserama is always excellent.
I'm sure we talked about, like, eggnog and Yuletide log.
Oh, probably. Did you guys write up special things for that? It wasn't just your normal Topics Teaserama, I guess.
Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah. Episode 41, Christmas Spirit, Baby Blue Christmas, and Christmas to Remember. All
I remember about this episode is that the Baby Blue Christmas is a trademark story that I like to tell. Trademark. I tell it a lot. And I remember Andrew Hopp said, I think it was him and his brother were listening to this, and they just died laughing when they heard, because they had never heard the story of my father's Christmas corsage. Definitely check it out. It's a Christmas story, but can be enjoyed.
Oh, yes.
I'm talking about doing a Christmas Devlin monologues. This will certainly be a centerpiece
That would be wonderful.
of it, and I don't think people ever get old this story. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Episode 42, Topics Teaserama with Josh Obermeyer.
Oh, repeats.
Topics Teaserama with Jennifer Filipovich. And Topics Teaserama with Dave Marshall.
Yeah, this was neat because we landed right on Christmas Eve. I didn't want to release an episode. So what I did was I actually recorded some Topics Teaserama earlier, and we put them on this episode. But we repeated the very first one with Josh Obermeyer, which did not please Superfan Jen.
Well, of 3 Topics Teaseramas, she had already done one because one was her, and the other one was a repeat.
So she had every right to be upset.
Yeah, but she had one new one.
But it was Christmas. Do stuff.
That's
No,
right.
I'm kidding.
She had one new one. If it was a normal episode, there would only be one new one. So...
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and it was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
I
cool.
like those easy episodes.
Yeah. I could do Topics Teaserama because, you'd answer half most of it, so that's okay. Episode 43. Best in Television 2015, Best of Music 2015, and Best of Movies 2015.
Yeah, I decided, like everybody else does, I thought since it fell on New Year's Eve, I would do my version. So it's become an annual tradition.
Yeah, it was good.
That's all I have.
Yeah. Episode 44, Welcome 2016, Facebook, and Henry Rollins.
I can't remember. Was 2015 my bad year, or was it 2016?
15.
15, okay.
Yep. So you were very happy that it was now 2016.
Right, that's why I was welcoming it. And I love talking to Henry Rollins. He's the one who got me on this road. If you want to hear any of my inspiration, definitely check that out. He is, he means a lot to me.
He's really cool. Episode 45, Decluttering Your Life, Step It Out with Mike Manich, and Old School Hollywood Musicals. Yeah,
always good to talk about decluttering. I'm still doing that. I like to do that every once in a while. Stepping Out with Mike Manich we're recording this right now on my little tape. I should check if it's still running. That would be a pisser. Yeah, it is. You got me this for the Christmas that year.
Yep.
And it's been beautiful. I got really lazy. I don't even use the other mic now. And I remember we went to a movie, and before the movie, we were sitting inside the thing, and we were testing it. Because I told you, if this sounds like crap, it's not getting used. It was beautiful. Good. This is the one I use now.
And it works better than
the
other one.
And he didn't even know. He was put on the spot. But
that's right. You
thing
just said,
I love
by the way, here.
Mike Manich, he just... I say something. Yeah, sure. That's great. He's the most easygoing guy I know.
That's Dad, isn't it?
Dad.
Yes.
I love Dad.
Yep. Episode 46. Meet Bill Dunphy. Improv comedy and newspaper reporting.
This was an interesting one because I knew Bill through improv, but we've never really talked. And this was the guy that was really amazing because of the fact that I learned all about this stuff that he used to write and was a connection with mob people, gangs,
that's right,
stuff,
yes.
And it was a fascinating thing. And I always remember, geez, I wish I had more time with Bill. I'd love to have Bill back on. Bill, I have to state that he's the one to thank for us going to iTunes. Because it was Bill who asked if we could have a portable version.
Right.
And so as soon as it came in, sent it to Heather, and she had iTunes going, and suddenly I had a free download on iTunes.
Yes.
And we are now working on, I'll talk about this for the future, but now we're going to work out the YouTube problem, because a lot of people want to take us with us mobile, but apparently there's limitations. So we're going to work on that.
Yes. Episode 47, I Believe in God.
Praise.
Lying.
That shouldn't be together.
No, they really shouldn't have been. And movies all the world loves, but me.
That's great.
Yeah. I remember this you said was your controversial episode.
Well, because
Yeah, because it was movies everybody else loves, and it was about God, and...
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm glad you remember that.
I do.
I just I believe in God. Lying!
Yeah, they shouldn't have put that.
I do believe in God, and you can listen to that episode and find out why it's so controversial, because...
Yes.
Yeah.
Episode 48, Heading Back on Stage, Tales from the Tub and Home Movies.
Oh, I just had somebody...
We know everyone remembers the Tales from the Tub. I mean...
Yeah, those pictures forever. Mike did a great... Mike does a lot of my pictures.
Yes,
so does...
he does great.
Korta, and Mike's been really doing good. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he gets blurry shots, but when he gets those ones that aren't, it's almost art. Mm-hmm. Me in the bathtub with the rubber duckies sitting there, I get two things. Wow, you look good, and where did you get those toys? I should be offended by those, but hey, it's all good. Heading back to the stage is when I was getting ready to do How We First Met, which, I just finished up a run. I gotta remember.
Recording it different times.
Yes. So that was cool. And the Tales from the Tub was fun because now that I had a microphone that I could take everyone, I really wanted to see where. It was the most awkward bath I ever took in my life. That's why you haven't seen Tales from the Tub 2, because I just was in a big bubbled bath screaming so people would make sure they hear me with this sitting on top of the toilet. And when you're talking about, I like a nice relaxing bath, I think your parents enjoyed it because I mentioned taking a bath in there sometime.
Yes.
How one day I just wanted to just go, okay, I'll be back in about 40 minutes because it takes 20 minutes to do the tub.
Yes. It's better than a choice than like Tales from the Toilet or something.
I know. So. Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
No.
How do you know it hasn't happened? Okay, enough of that.
Episode 49, Happy Valentine's Day, How We First Met cast interviews, and My Valentine.
This was wonderful. I just said Colette's never been on the show, but she has through here.
Yes, that's true.
I did talk to Josh. I talked to Wayne Scott, Martin Alas, Peter Jonathan, and Colette Kendall.
Yep.
Kim Jonathan wasn't there, so unfortunately I didn't get to talk to her. But she's another one. She's one of the people who said that she definitely want to do it, but waiting. She's an amazing lady. Love talking Valentine's Day. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love that we got to promote this. We actually played a different version of it on their site. And I don't think it got more people in seats, but since we sold out both nights, I'm going to take a little credit for that.
Yeah, it's a great
Somebody
show.
Of the 17.
Yeah.
Probably you.
Yeah, there we go. I went to see it because of that podcast. I love the How We First Met show. That was wonderful. Let's see, episode 50.
Halfway there.
You've been waiting all day to say that. Catching up with Gary Reed.
Nice.
Growing old gracefully, and soundtrack of my life.
Yeah, he's growing up gracefully. I'm not so much. He's still built like a brick shithouse. This guy still works out, and my God, when I hug him, it's like, woo. Anyhow, debut of soundtrack of my life. I think we only did it 2 or 3 times.
Well, I think the problem was that it would be the same for you every time. So.
Well, it's not always about me.
Well, yes, but you did answer them as well.
Well, Super Jen Fan told me I can't answer them again because of the same damn question.
Yeah.
So.
We only do these things for Jen, so.
Right.
Okay, episode 51.
Sorry, he laughed about a picture coming up.
Episode 51, creativity.
And how I need it.
Oscar's tarnished gold.
Oh, Lord.
And second chance movies.
I like the second chance movies. I love talking about movies that some people don't get to see. As I said, I'm shocked when people say, I love your reviews. I'm actually going to try to do more of them, but doing other stuff too. But I like talking about the second chance movies because they're movies that really deserve a second chance. Did I really spend time saying that?
Yes.
Anyway, I should do more of them because there's a hell of a lot of them.
Yeah, you should do that again. Episode 52, which is what made you laugh. Goodbye Sex, Hello Violence. I don't think that's what made you laugh, though. The Brady Bunch and Color My World.
Yeah, I apologize for taking Heather's title for her autobiography, Hello Sex. Goodbye Sex, Hello Violence.
Yes, yes.
That's how it's going to wind up. But, no, I love that title, reading that. But yes, Color My World, I talked about the color thing, and this is another one of those cases. I'm like, can we make a coloring page with my face?
And of course we can.
Heather found surprising amounts of sites, if I recall.
There's a lot of sites out there to take a picture and make it into a coloring book.
And we actually had a printable coloring page that you could actually download and color, and I think you were the only person who colored it.
Well, I know I did, but there might be thousands of people out there with it on their fridge.
I want to think like that.
I think we'll go with that.
I didn't even color it.
You were going to, though, weren't you? I think once you saw I did it, then you were like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, it's on my to-do list.
Yeah. Episode 53, St. Patrick's Day, Why I Don't Drive, and Devlin's Soundtrack of My Life. Okay,
See, I didn't do it with Gary.
You didn't do it with Gary, okay.
I did it on my own.
Yes, okay.
So they are different, but it is totally based on it's not all about me. Yeah. I know that.
See, I could never do Soundtrack of My Life because I can never remember the names of half the songs. You know, I'd be like, oh, that one. I don't remember that until you've played a bit of it.
I'd like to look at Why I Don't Drive sometime, because I could maybe add to that now, but it might be another segment.
Okay.
But I think I could add a funny bit to that, so
cool.
I might have to listen to that to see how far
really,
I went.
We know you'll never run out of ideas because you just look back through this and go, oh, I can add to that.
Oh, I'm going to just redo all these.
Yeah.
How could you not redo Goodbye Sex, Hello Violence?
That's what we'll do now. We'll just reboot the entire show.
It's called repeats, people.
Shh. We won't tell them that. Episode 54. Oh, with Andrew Hops. Bathing, Ghostbusters, and Andrew Hops.
There's an evening. My God, I might not be able to stand up for a while. Andrew is bad. Oh, sorry, you're still.
I'm still talking here, yeah. Camping, reality shows, and death. Easter, hot Jesus, and more.
This is when we got to the point where we were like, I don't really know. We're talking about so much that we can't really just think.
You just talked for
hours. But this was an Easter special because I remember him washing his eggs or something in the river with his family before dinner. I don't know if they were watching.
No, I don't think that. They go down to the river, though.
Yeah, they go down to the river. Andrew Hops. Can't speak enough of him. Have him on again, and this isn't the last time you've heard of him.
Whoever you are, go and listen to this episode. It was episode 54. There you go. Episode 55, Eggs. Daredevil, Empire and Kingdom, and Being Human. I
liked talking about those shows because they're shows that some people didn't have to see. I remember doing Eggs and then realized, like, fuck, I have nothing to talk about. I just did a segment on my favorite food, and my favorite food is eggs. And I said, and yes, I know it was around Easter, but it was just like, I really worried I was done at this point. But Being Human, I'm sure, was brilliant.
It probably was, yes. I don't actually remember what you talked about. Yeah, but eggs, you know.
I enjoy eggs.
It's not like something like steak, and it's like, okay, that's good. I like it. The end.
But if I recall, it wasn't even ironic. I recently, in episode 99, talked about the weather, and it was a fun segment.
Yes.
Eggs was just me, and I like French toast.
Ooh, especially when you put such a... That's fine, you know. You like eggs. There's nothing wrong with that.
More people will go listen to that now than any of these other things, because they're like...
to the top,
Yeah, I know.
You could do one on junk food or something sometime, I guess. You know, like different kinds
I think that was Food is Love.
Oh, might have been, yeah. No, that was more about cookies. Yeah. Episode 56, Superman, Batman, and Batman vs. Superman review. No major spoilers, though.
I love... Actually, I planned to do this whether I liked it or not. In fact, I did the first two segments, and then I was going to do the review no matter what. I absolutely loved the movie. Mm-hmm. Everybody else in the universe did not.
Oh, I liked it.
It became my favorite movie of the year. But, I loved it. So it worked out great that I did a specialty episode on it. But I was saddened to see how many people just didn't get it. Mm-hmm. Some didn't hate it, but I thought it was actually perfect.
It was really good. I liked it. It makes me want to see the Man of Steel it was, right?
Yeah, still have to show you that.
Because I was a little confused during Batman vs. Superman because I hadn't seen that, but that's okay.
She didn't know who Superman was.
I know. I should have really done some research.
Wait,
it did make me think that, Superman doesn't get enough,
sex.
Well, that's
it. That hot scene.
That is not what I was thinking, but I was thinking he doesn't get enough love. People should like Superman more.
I think it's coming around.
Good. Episode 57.
Say it loud and proud.
Masturbating. Or did you mean spoon-fed entertainment? And also Occupation Recluse. That's a heck of an episode.
Yeah, wow.
That goes all over the place there.
Yeah.
I can't say that with masturbating being one of them.
I can't remember talking about masturbating, but I know it's my favorite subject.
Well, then we're going to have to go back and listen to that one, because I don't remember much about
Sometimes I'm in the middle of an episode and I think, I'd rather be masturbating. It's odd, because I usually have a co-host. Oh, God. You know there's going to be a co-host coming up in an episode.
Yes, probably.
But honestly, I get turned on by people, so what can I say? Anyhow, moving along. I don't know what Occupation Recluse is.
You were saying co-host time. Episode 58. Meeting Mike Maddich.
Dad to me.
Yes. Family adventures and cult films.
Yeah. I always wanted Mike on, and I remember he was very charming and entertaining. He was even like, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but
fun.
We can talk about anything. We get in trouble because when I call on the phone, we can sit and chat for like hours, and his wife is like, are you still talking to Devlin? And I'm very close with Leslie, but it's unbelievable. And she's always like, he's always talking about how I'm on the phone a lot, but we just talk and talk. And the thing is we talk, and we're making arrangements to meet 2 days later, and we still have more things to talk about. But I thought he was very, it was a really, what you get with Mike is honesty and sincerity. I really do wish he was my dad, because he seems like a really fun guy. Mm-hmm. You know,
we'll invite him to family events and things, Thanksgiving and stuff. You know?
He's amazing. I always remember like Leslie loves to promote healthy eating and stuff, and she'd be like giving her daughter a snack, and she'd be like trying to what would you like? Would you like some apple or some vegetable? And Dad would be like cookie in the background. And Leslie would be giving him a look, and I love that. He's like that. Yeah, he's a big kid at heart.
You should really just show up at his house for Thanksgiving one year.
I'm sure they'd welcome me and then curse my name afterwards.
Well, yes. But episode 59, greatest love of all.
Myself.
Trains.
I thought it said trans. I said, really? I talked about trans?
No, we're not that up on everything. And advice to gay youths.
Yeah, get over yourselves. I believe that was one of them.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I had a run-in with a gay youth. That's why that was inspired. Okay. We'll leave it at that.
Okay. Episode 60. Summer Movie Preview 2016, Part 1 and Part 2. And Ottawa Street with Wax Creations and Revolution Records.
Yes, the summer movie preview is something I'll always do because I really like it and look forward to the summer movies. I love my Ottawa Street segment. I started getting some nerve, which I think I've lost a little, so we're going to try to get that back a bit. Talking to Wes Fletcher with Wax Creations and Scott Bell from Revolution Records, and they were wonderful to give me enough time. These guys are so busy, still doing well. I think Wes is expanding even more, and Revolution Records still a great place to go to get really cheap DVDs and stuff like that, and
it's
records.
Not just a walk on Ottawa Street.
It is.
Lots of other cool stuff.
I haven't been in a couple of months, but I'm waiting for the weather to get warmer because I'd like to get down there. And I have a couple other people who own businesses that I'd like to get out and talk to.
Cool.
And I will promote any local business. So if you have something you think I'd be interested in, call me.
Sounds good.
Contact me.
That's episode 60. Are we going to do a couple more or take a break?
Oh, we're taking a break. Yeah. Wow, we zipped through those 30. Those must have been things. Those weren't that dark. We must be getting to the dark because I know maybe I'm always light.
Maybe you just had really nice titles for the dark ones and we didn't know.
Yeah, maybe, like... Trains.
There we go. That was dark. Woo!
All right, we're going to take a short break. Please get yourself another beverage, and I hope you're marking down these ones that you want to check out.
Yes.
I certainly am. What the hell is Occupation Recluse? I even want to know.
We'll find out.
Anyhow.
Not right now, though.
We'll be back in a moment. And we are back, and we are taking a look at the episodes that have made me internationally famous.
the top 100 episodes of
Counting down. And boy, have I wasted a lot of time. No, I'm kidding. I'm very proud of these.
These are
fantastic. I can't believe I've talked so much about this stuff.
Actually, what surprises me is I thought that there would be more like on certain people or certain shows, but there's really most of it is other stuff. Like you do like Olivia Newton-John and Henry Rollins, but you don't do a lot of different celebrities. So there's so many more you can still do.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about that a little bit too. And yeah, so let's continue with episode 61.
Episode 61, Good Night, Sweet Prince, I Don't Give a Fuck, and Mother's Segment.
Yeah, I like hearing Heather say I don't give a fuck. I'm going to actually make that a
song. You should be at my house every night. Yeah, no.
She's growing a pair. And I'm not necessarily saying balls. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea.
Yeah, good solid episode. Prince died. It affected me. I needed to talk about it. I probably could have talked about Bowie's death, but Prince was actually more of an influence for me, and I'm glad I did a Mother's segment right after I don't give a fuck. I love that you get so much with me.
You do. You do
Good
everything.
Lord.
Episode 62, Just in Case the Boat Sinks.
Yes.
The Wizard of Oz, and a little bit of spirituality.
Before we get to your favorite episode ever, I think my Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite segments about a pop culture. Because not only did I talk about how much I love the movie, but I actually talked about like the deep meanings on it too. And I would like to get more into that in the future.
Cool. Your Mondo Nostalgia has a lot of that.
Yes, and I think I'm tinkering with both. Okay. And so we'll talk about that at the end. Just in case the boat sinks, I wrote this. You love this one. Your parents hated it.
Well, that's their problem.
Yeah. Heather told me I had to do a whole bunch of episodes in a row because she was going on a cruise, Miss World Traveler.
Oh, yeah.
If Mickey Mouse is involved. And I did a segment. Well, just in case she dies, she needs to know these things.
That's right.
And I think it was sweet as well as...
Yes, crazy and...
If I lost any viewers, it was during this one. But if anybody knows our dynamic, this is us.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It worked really well.
And yeah, definitely.
I loved that episode.
I thought you would.
Yes. Very much. And the cruise was wonderful. If anyone actually...
I don't want to hear about it. No,
yeah, I know. Episode 63 was The Devlin's Pirate Radio Show Summer Music Extravaganza.
Yeah, Count Devlin had so much fun playing music, I decided to play weird summer songs. Well, not all of them were weird. I think we had some mainstream ones. I'm always worried about doing these, but I don't think we ever get copyright troubles, except for that damn title theme again.
Yes. I mean, every once in a while we do, but you
like
usually
we check into all the music.
Stuff.
Yeah, but I remember Good Vibrations was in there, like Beach Boys and stuff. So there was some modern stuff. I would love to do more of these music things, and maybe we'll do some more in the music. Maybe they won't be part of the Devlin's Pirate Radio Show, but I love music. It's a big part of my life.
I love putting these types of things on and just listening for ages. So.
Yeah, so we might look into doing something like that, but something a little different.
Cool, more work, yay! Episode 64, meeting Jason Lambert, Diego DeVille, and Positivity.
Yeah, this is, Jason Lambert is just an amazing guy. This is one of the first people that I only knew him a little bit, kind of like Doug Miller, too. And it looked like this wasn't going to happen. We had a lot of scheduling troubles, and then finally it was going to happen. But I remember Jason was a little late, and he apologized. And we had a really tight schedule to do. But when he came here, he's so wonderful and loving and giving. And he gave me the new Diego DeVille album, which I absolutely adored. Like, I can listen to Jason. I remember I saw him in... I went to Corktown to see him perform with the band just around this time, too, and he is just absolutely amazing. He asked me questions. This is also the first episode, I believe, we started letting it run.
This might be...
Yeah, I was, like, with stuff, people like Bill Dunphy and well, lots of the other people I've had on, I was always like, we've rushed through it.
Yeah.
And I felt Jason just let us. he actually extended the time that we had together, and so I just let it run. He was
Yeah.
so interesting to talk about. He is a really great musician. I really like him, and we could talk about anything from spirituality to finances. Like, he's a smart rock star and sexy as hell.
I love the one song that I know, the Crack Shack Bottle Service. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I think I've played other songs for you as him, but years ago, so you might not have.
Probably.
I am a big fan, and I can't wait to see him.
Yeah.
Love to have him back on. I know he's a busy man, but we will try.
Yeah. Episode 65, Phase 2, Movie Etiquette and Checking Out Facebook.
Yeah, I did a phase 2. We some of it came true. I started using a cam a little more.
Yeah.
Not for this show, but for Mondo Nostalgia.
I like that. That's always nice. I like the camera stuff.
Yeah, I'm not doing it as much now, but we'll talk about that later. But phase 2, I don't know how successful it was. Mondo Nostalgia, I believe, was part of it.
Yes. I think that it was.
And I'm very happy with that stuff. And we'll talk a bit about more of that too. But we didn't. The only thing I don't think we ever did on that was we've still had trouble with the streaming because I'm not happy with it. You really need good systems to do it. I'm not happy with the YouTube one. I don't like the mobile ones.
Yeah,
some of the big celebrities do it pretty good, but I've seen lesser celebrities that it looks pretty awful.
Yeah. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need to try the Facebook type because I know my daughter uses Facebook video to talk to friends and doesn't have any problem with it, so that might be a way to go.
Nice.
Yeah. Episode 66, Father's Memories. Topics Teaserama with Gary Reed and Stepping Out with Andrew Hops.
Yeah, Gary Reed's Topics Teaserama. I'm going to tell a little bit of a story, but I won't give away too much. This was a 20-minute segment, but we got to the last topic, and I won't say exactly what it was, but it had something to do with illegal substances. And Gary talked very candidly, where the segment ran almost 40 minutes.
Wow.
Now, we were letting things go, but Topics Teaserama I like to keep tight because the whole thing is how many topics you can get in a show.
Yes.
Anyhow, when we were done, I'm like, oh, thank you for being so candid. And then he said, fuck. Why did I have to get that topic? And I said, oh, why? And he just said, well, I revealed some stuff my mother should not have known. And I said, oh, I don't have to air it. And he says, no, you can air it. And I go, but would your mom listen? She sees my name on it. She's going to listen to it. But I'm not a show that
You're not
releases
trying to out
that.
anyone
So
here.
I actually edited this. So if you're looking for the 40-minute, you're not going to hear it. But I'm glad that Gary was so candid with me. Stepping Out with Andrew Hops, one of my favorite segments, because we do so much in the 20 minutes. Driving in a car, getting our pictures taken, looking at hookers.
It's a huge list, and it's only 20 minutes.
It's 20 minutes, because we run this totally. It's one of my favorite segments. Check it out.
Yep.
And the pictures of me waddling through the frickin' trees.
And I love that you can hear the grass
Yes,
and the sticks and
it's
everything.
hilarious hell. But the fact that I got my fat ass up on this place, and then we got back in the car and still had time to talk.
Yes, and meet with hookers, apparently.
The hooker run, it should be, Burton Street should be crowded. It should be an in thing. Anyhow, fun episode. Always nice talking about dads, too. Real dads, not Mike Maddich.
Yes. Episode, it's so confusing.
Sorry, I know, I'm just giggling at the topic of the next episode.
Episode 67, I Don't Care Progress Report. Queer as Folk and On Vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the progress report. I'm still through that. I'm trying to get back to the I don't care. I went from the I don't care, because the I don't care is different from the I don't care.
I know what you mean.
Because I care in these ones.
Yes.
But, yeah, I've kind of lost it for a bit, but reading this, I want to get back to it. Can't remember if On Vacation was the one Mike and I did where we talked. It's around that time, so I think it is. We actually did it from a hotel room because what else do we do in a hotel room but record a podcast?
There we go.
And watch stuff on the Disney Channel. And I'm not talking like classic Disney movies. I'm talking Austin and Ally, My Dog with a Blog. Because we don't have cable, and apparently that's the only thing that interests us when we're there. All right, moving along. Too much information.
Episode 68 with Jennifer Filipovich. I really like saying her last name, actually.
I do, too. Yeah. I used to call her Flipowitz.
Yes, I know. But
that's more offensive to her husband, apparently. That's her married name, but Filipovich. I can get it now. I get it now. Yes. I learn people's names. So
I like that one. Selling Out, Role Models and Feminism. Peanut Butter, Kids, and Hitler. Being a Superfan, Oh Canada, and Nasty Things.
Wow, if that doesn't run to get you to listen to that episode, I don't know what is.
Yes.
We still haven't found out a way to sell out, and I think that was, we talked about that.
we need to.
We need to sell out. I don't care if I have a bloody STD commercial. If we're making money on it, I'm getting tired of working, and we are smart enough to figure out. I know friends of mine, God bless them, but they're dumb as a rake, and they can stay at home and fucking make money doing this shit. So we should be able to do it.
Well, once we get rid of all the copyrighted music, maybe we will.
Yes. Oh, spoilers. No.
Sorry. That's it. We're just getting rid of everything.
Okay.
Episode 69, Mondo Nostalgia. 2016 Summer Movies Review, Part 1, and Let's Go on a Picnic!
Yeah, this is fun because it's almost a two-part of the Let's Go on a Picnic, and it wasn't really planned.
Yes.
Fun episode. I love talking Mondo Nostalgia. I'm very proud of this station. I look for new content every day. I get people telling me. I really wish my numbers were a little higher. I'd love to just be over 100. I'm only at 101 on my Facebook page on Devlin's Pirate Radio, but I can't get there with Mondo Nostalgia. I'm like almost 93.
Yeah.
But I'm getting seen in countries all over the place. I'm getting hits. It's weird when I'm putting new stuff every day, and then I get, in September you posted a Grease 2 video that somebody in Philippines liked and shared. That excites me, and I don't get that on Devlin's Pirate Radio show. So. Yeah. Mondo Nostalgia, I think, is going to be a big part of my life, and I'm going to continue doing it. I need to do it. I love that. And when I start figuring out a way to, do nights towards it or stuff like that, I want to.
Yeah.
More about that later.
Episode 70, Lip Service.
Hello! That's probably not as good as it sounds.
No, probably not. Sex Objects.
Probably not either.
And Have You Never Been Mellow?
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah. You'll have to go back and listen to it.
It's a stunning, magnificent episode, but nothing to say here.
Go and listen to it, and then call us and let us know what it was about.
Yes, we don't have to.
Episode 71, Trash Palace, Picnic, and Swimming Pool.
I love this episode. Trash Palace. Well, listen to it. That's all I can say. It's a place, another place I promoted. I haven't been in a couple months, but I do want to get back there because it's such an adventure. I got to get back. But maybe it's just because of the winter. I kind of hibernate during the winter. Picnic was so much fun because of the fact that we actually recorded our friends at a picnic. A real picnic. We weren't just scraping plates.
No, it was real. It was out in the open and everything.
My friend Dave Jameson joined me, Mike, Korta's daughter Erin, and Dave Marshall. And it was a lot of fun. We just plugged this in, and it was a lot of fun. Very windy, I remember. And Frisbee.
Yes.
And swimming pools, a lot of nice nostalgic stuff about that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Episode 72, Meet Alex Schneider.
Schneider, yeah.
Life, Death, and Body Sharing. And Nasty Things.
Yeah, Alex and I talked really deep, and it was funny because we didn't really go as deep as I wanted, but we started talking about, like, body swapping. So this is a fun episode. Alex is a great guy. He's got so many anxieties just like me, but he's so passionate, and I really need to hang out with him more because he's just such a great guy. I thought a lot, but he really thinks a lot. I thought this was a really great episode because it just, it went in places I didn't expect, and it was nice when it did.
Episode 73, The World is on Fire.
I love this.
Pokemon Go and cremation. Yes, that is kind of ironic.
I didn't even realize that I did
No.
The World is on Fire and cremation.
Yes.
I'm proud of my cremation one. That was when we got to spread Mike's mother's ashes around, because I had never done anything like that before. And I really like talking that, because I think about cremation a lot now, because I used to hate the idea of when I die, they burn you and stuff. But now I think of the symbolism of it, and I think I like that better than the thought of being buried in the ground where worms are going to eat you in 100 years.
It's more like a phoenix rising from the ashes thing rather than maggots eating you in the ground. So, cremation works
This is
better.
a weird comment, but I'm actually surprised cremation's so popular now, because I'd assume people would wait to be zombies. So they'd rather have their body, hoping that one day they would become zombies.
I never thought of that. Yeah. Episode 74 is the Devlin's Pirate Radio Show's Summer Beach Party.
I don't recall. Didn't I just do a...
Well, you did one in May. Yeah, you did one right before I went on my cruise, and then we loved it so much you did a summer beach party,
That's shocking. Okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm gonna listen to that.
It's a good episode.
Yeah, I like the music ones, but I didn't realize I did 2 summer ones.
Yeah. Episode 75 is Drag Queens, Movie Reviewers, and Life on Fife Street.
I love talking about Fife Street and my past, so yeah, you get to know me a lot here. It'll be great when I'm dead, and then people say, I should have listened to that. I'm actually like, this is a journal of my life, so stuff like that is great to hear.
It is. Episode 76, meeting Harrison Wheeler, mental health, and Jester's Incognito.
Harrison Wheeler is just an incredible guy who's been through so much. I was so happy when he came on, and his kind of led to another person that came on, so that was great. He's an amazing guy. A lady approached me about, I guess she works with a lot of mental health issues, and she was really intrigued by my show. I told her, check out this episode, because she might like it. And I don't know if they actually talked or anything or how it went, but I liked that. That kind of showed me that I actually was linking people, even if it doesn't result to anything. One day it might. But Harrison is amazing. I'd love to have him on again. Our Candid Talks are so fun.
It was a great episode. I loved that episode. And I bought the ebook that he did, too. I haven't read it yet, but I bought the Jester's Incognito book because it sounds fantastic, so I just have to get around to actually reading it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you think of it.
Yeah, that'll be cool. But it sounded wonderful, so I got it. Right after this, I was like, I have to get that book. It sounds fantastic.
Well, we need to have more writers, because you at least buy one more book. So
there
at least
we go.
I am helping your sales. So
That's
think
right.
of that.
Yes.
So if you're a writer, please contact me.
That's right. So that at least then I have something to buy.
Right.
Keeps me off the street as well.
And then she can tell me what she thought, and I'll say that I read it. But no, I never.
Yes.
I'm honest. I'm
Yes.
honest. I always tell people I couldn't read a TV guide.
Episode 77, A Midsummer Night's Dream Festival, 2016 Summer Movies Review Part 2, and the Jerry Lewis Telethon. Okay, and we'll move on then.
No, I'm
okay.
not.
Sorry, you were...
Where's part 1 of the summer movies?
No, it's further down, because you did one halfway through the summer.
Oh, that's right. I broke it up that year.
And you did one in
Yeah, because the year before
June,
I did them both at the end, and I said, no, let's not do that.
No, you did one at the end of June and one at the end of August.
Right.
So.
Love the Midsummer Night's Dream. Again, back when I was taking risks, that's when I was right in the middle of it all with plastic around here.
Yeah.
Like my recorder had plastic on it, and it's really, I'm right in the middle taking you there. It's probably the most horrible audio you'll hear on this, but it's a lot of fun because you're right there with me at the Color Festival.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Jerry Lewis.
Yes, that's all we need to say there.
Fucking did. I even used that title before.
Yeah, you might have, yeah.
It was the first one.
Yep. Episode 78 has You Should Be Dancing.
Not a repeat. Nope. Apparently me just going on about dancing again.
Are you sure this wasn't a repeat? Classic board games. I think you already did that one.
This is a repeat episode.
Yes,
I finally said, fuck it. It's Labor Day. This is totally repeat.
That's why these all sound familiar.
Yes.
And the other one was Tales from the Drive-In Movies. So if you're going to listen to an episode, don't go and listen to this one.
We should repeat that repeat again.
But put them in a different order so it looks new.
So it's new. Well, I always do new intros sometimes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I think there is a new intro. So go and listen to the intro, people. Episode 79, Back to School.
New clip. Even though it's the same titled.
Yes. Well, I mean, how many back to school sayings are there? You have to
hours worth of.
Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and teach your children well.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I'm always telling parents, get with it.
Yep, to me especially. Episode 80, Meeting Jennifer Molinaro, Musicology, and Gardening in Sea Glass.
Yeah, this one was the one that Harrison actually inspired, because I had talked about Jennifer about coming on the show, and as soon as she heard the Harrison one, she's like, when am I getting mine? So I'm like, you're next.
Cool.
I like when they're that easy.
Yes.
Because usually I have to think, I got to think of a guest.
Yeah.
But this one just fell in line, and Jennifer was so much fun.
Yeah, I liked her stories. She had a lot of stories.
She talked about opera, and she did that great segment about putting vegetables in my mouth.
Yes, that was fun.
And that was fun, and it inspired the photo shoot.
Yes.
And she gave me a wonderful pair of earrings that I wear quite often. With the glass that she did. But yeah, she had some wonderful stories. Love to have her back on sometime.
That'd be good. Episode 81, Pushing a Friend Away.
Won't talk about that.
Nope. Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum, and Everyone Feels Ugly Sometimes.
Again, I got some praise on the Everyone Feels Ugly Sometimes, finding out that it's not just me sometimes. And I love when people... I never said it earlier, but there was a segment I did called Left Behind that I got a lot of people saying that they feel that way too. And they've never knew how to put it into words. So, I love the ugly segment. It really taught me something.
Episode 82, Unmotivational Speech, September 2016 movie reviews, and karaoke.
Just did karaoke recently. Remembered how fun it was, so that was good. I loved my unmotivational speech, which was very motivational, I think.
It really was, if I recall.
Yeah. And this was the first month we decided that at the end of every month, or the beginning of the next, I would do a month of reviews.
Yes.
People told me they loved my movie reviews, so I bought into the Kool-Aid, and so that's why that happened.
Well, I appreciate it, even if nobody else does. So, episode 83, Thoughts on the Dock. Hamilton Comic-Con 2016, and Things I'm Thankful For.
Which, a fun episode. I remember being on the dock.
I like the pictures. Nice. I remember the pictures from it.
And it was nice just, that's actually breaking out of my comfort zone, because I don't like to be sitting there with a microphone thinking I could drop it into the water. And but it was nice, and I like taking very brave.
Yes.
Other people fighting wars. I made it on the end of a dock. You see this dock, it moves, okay? This isn't a stable dock. This is you walk and it rocks back and forth.
I would be nervous about it.
But, yeah, and I love talking about Comic-Con. It was a good episode. Yeah. Lots of fun.
Episode 84, Meeting James Paquette. Cock Soup and Other Mysteries of Life. And Being a Better Man. Yeah,
James Paquette, I'm surprised we actually had him on. Because I hadn't talked to him much since Target, and so now we're going into almost 2 years that I haven't seen anyone. And I just decided to ask him if he'd come on, because he actually said he had listened to some of the shows. And he did, and I liked him because, again, there was a lot of darkness. I wish we had taped the stuff that was between.
Oh.
That was really dark. But
cool.
A lot of fun. He brought me a package of cock soup, and that was kind of nice. And I think... Cock Soup and Other Mysteries of Life. That could be a title of a book.
Oh, yes. Yep.
James, great guy. Wonderful. He's got a dark, twisted sense of humor. But I think in this episode, I learned he's really grounded and really, loyal to his family and his friends. And blown away by one of the first segments when he said he was a kid model.
Yes.
I knew nothing about this. And he's there telling me he was considered like one of the top kid male models around.
Well, the youngest, too.
Yeah. And it was unbelievable, but it was so real.
It's so cool to learn things about people.
A lot of people told me they really liked him. And what I like about this is that I actually said, you should consider having a podcast after I read that. And I think I got him thinking, but I think he helps promote his young son, who wants to be a YouTube celebrity and probably already has more than 17 hits than me. All right, but excellent guy.
Okay, episode 85, flu season, costumes versus cosplay, and people piss me off.
Self-explanatory. Listen to that episode.
Yes.
It could work any time of the year.
That's right. Okay. Going to episode 86. Oh, here's Damien. Damien Troutman's back with Trick or Treat, music, TV, and terror, and horror movies.
Yeah, Damien's a big fan of Halloween, and so I decided to have him in, and he inspired one of my favorite photo shoots with the mask and stuff. And we had a lot of fun with this episode. I love when I'm talking to him, and then he's like, oh, I love all things that are Halloween. I love horror movies. And then when we're talking, he's like, yeah, I've never seen the original Halloween. And I'm thinking to myself, I know he's young.
But really.
But I remember this day led us to watching it. And I said, you're probably not going to like it because it's so, like, of its time. But he said he enjoyed it.
Good.
And, so it's always fun because he always talks a big game. And sometimes, I love, he's turned me on to a lot of good things like Band of Brothers and stuff like that. But sometimes it's fun because I think, oh, he must know so much about it. But we wind up teaching each other stuff. But I'd love to have him back. He's a lot of fun.
Cool. And then you had episode 87 with Andre Guantanamo back.
Yeah, we don't usually do co-hosts back to back. The reason I liked this one is we tried to get back a couple times, but it wasn't working out with schedules and stuff. And then Andre actually contacted me and said, I'm going out for another one in about 2 weeks. And if we're going to do this, we're going to have to do this. And I commended him right on the show because I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because I thought he could have just, I'm just going to go. But no, he reminded me, I'm leaving soon, and I really want to do this.
He really wanted to get in before he left.
And just an amazing guy. And I think if you go to the thing, we have like places you can follow him and his singing cowboy adventure.
Yes.
He is just, I remember when he finished the first one he did with me, he said, I think I may have came off a little egotistical. I go, no, you came off like Andre.
Yeah.
Some people might not like you, but most people would want to hang with you, have a drink with you.
At least listen to his stories.
I think many other would like to have sex with him. He's just so over the top, and that's what I love about him. But I really respected him. A gentleman, basically reminding me, let's do this. So I think I changed it all around just to make sure he got on there.
Which is why we had 2 back to back.
Right.
Yeah, right. It was Travels with Andre, Vulnerability, Death, and Babe, and Sex and the Singing Cowboy.
Yes.
Yes. Those were wonderful segments.
Yes. Andre and sex.
Who can't talk about Babe? I mean, that's awesome. Episode 88, Poppies versus Christmas Music, October 2016 movie reviews, and Growing Old.
Yeah, self-explanatory.
Yeah, pretty much. Episode 89, Morning Person, Christmas is almost here, and embarrassed to be a man.
Yeah. I don't think the person that... Because I never name names and embarrassed to be a man, but I was really pissed off. And sometimes when I'm pissed off, I have to talk about stuff.
Yep.
And so I did.
Yep.
But I don't think the person I was talking about ever figured out it was them because they don't listen to my show. So,
well, that'll do it.
So that helps. But
yes.
I'd deal with it if they did.
Yeah.
Because they'd know instantly it was them.
Yeah.
And,
but you're very good at keeping people's names out of it. So.
I know. Well,
no one else
no
would
reason
know.
to it. Still, I don't know. Jen, I think Superfan Jen said some interesting things that made me think about. There's no reason to be embarrassed by a man. Everybody kind of just does things sometimes because they're fear of being alone.
Yeah.
And so she offered me some insight. See, those comments help.
Yes.
And but yeah, I'd still talk to him about this if it came up.
Cool. Episode 90, Meet David Jameson. Martial arts, yoga, and pets. And role-playing and reunions.
Yeah, David Jameson, who had a brief stint on our picnic. This was another one I ambushed, like Mike Maddich for the thing. I just told David when he showed up, oh, by the way, you're doing the show, because I need somebody. But he was great. He wound up talking, we just got along. We're good friends, that helps.
I should hope so.
But anyhow, I really love the guy. I'm glad he's back in my life again. It's been nice to see him reuniting with, Korta and my friend Dave again, because we grew up together, and you need to keep those people in your life who knew you when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad he did the show. I actually learned about him, too, and, it was amazing.
Episode 91, The Santa Claus Parade, November 2016 movie reviews, photographs, and memories.
Yeah, pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah. Episode 92 is 6-minute memoirs, a few of my favorite stores, and bah humbug.
Yeah, again, can't say much. I was lucky to do 6-minute memoirs. I kind of always wanted to do it, and I had a great time with it.
It was wonderful.
I hope to get to do it again sometime because it was amazing, and I need to get back on stage once in a while to remind me I should be there.
Yes. Well, the podcast's good, but you don't get as much actual applause.
No, I need the applause.
Yes. Episode 93 with co-hosts Andrew Hops and Josh Obermeyer. We have Christmas memories, food, and more. Christmas carols, gifts, and more. Christmas movies, specials, and more.
Lots of more. And
yes, more.
When you get Andrew Hops and Josh Obermeyer, this came together so beautifully. Heather asked me if you could have a dream team. I said, I'd love to have Andrew and Josh. And I remember talking to Andrew saying, could you do it? And he says, yeah, I'm available this day. And I just, out of nowhere, just typed to Josh, are you available this day? And he goes, yeah, I am. And then I said, are you okay if Josh is with us, Andrew? Yeah, that'd be great. This is a fun episode.
That is.
I am so pleased to have done this. I don't know if I can top a Christmas episode with this. It is very spiritual, but it's so funny too. It is just...
It's got everything.
It's sweet, lots of flirting.
Oh, yeah.
Fun with the bear claw. And, these guys are amazing. I think we all made some pretty nice memories that day.
It's a great episode. Followed up by Count Devula's Christmas special.
Not an actual episode, but I love doing this. I saw a documentary called Jingle Bell Rocks about people who collect unusual Christmas music all through the year. And I decided Count Devula would be a perfect person to go find some really funny, strange, bizarre stuff. I love this episode. It's fine. I'd love to have Count Devula play really weird stuff all the time. I would think that would be an amazing show.
You'll have to do a summer one with him sometimes.
I would, because, everybody needs to see him in a Speedo.
Exactly, you got it. Episode 94.
Almost there, people. Hang on.
You can do this. Best in Television 2016, Best in Music 2016, and Best in Movies 2016.
Annual look. People tell me they like my reviews, so that's why it happens.
Yeah. Okay. Episode 95. Joe Distel. December 2016 movie reviews, and This Isn't My World.
The Joe Distel one was the first time I really paid tribute to somebody that touched my life and their family, and I'm very happy I did this. I talked to the family to see if it was okay to do it, and they gave me all the thumbs up. I love this family so much. I think they were very appreciative of doing it. I believe some of the family has listened to it. I think some were still waiting because it was still fresh. But Joe Distel passed away. I'm very happy to have been a part of his life, and he be a part of mine. He taught me a lot about things, and he will definitely be missed. But his legacy and spirit will live on with his wife and beautiful daughters. So I'm glad I got a chance to do this.
Definitely. Episode 96. I Ain't Got No Blues. Getting to Know Me and Circus.
Yeah, circus. I became obsessed with the circus when I heard Ringling Brothers was going to be closing as of May.
Yes.
And I know circuses are really old-fashioned, but I became obsessed. Mondo Nostalgia had circus stuff. I started talking about the circus, but I love the idea of the circus.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's controversial, but I still love the idea of the circus.
You've got a nice clown outfit, too. It made good pictures.
There you go.
Yeah. Episode 97. Meet Shauna Picard. Topics Teaserama and Dating Nightmares.
We wanted Shauna on for a long time. Heather didn't know Shauna until this episode, but I really wanted her. And it never came to play. And then finally I needed someone. And I called her up. I said, how would you like to be the first one of the new year? She loved the idea. We worked it out immediately, and she wasn't afraid to talk about her crazy dating. And it was the return to Topics Teaserama because Superfan Jen told me, you don't do it anymore.
That's right.
She was just waiting to hear hers.
Yeah, that's true.
And we did get one of hers out. What's it like to have a penis?
Oh, that was
First,
her.
I have a female guest, so I had to answer the question.
Uh-huh.
That was her. All her other stuff's about probably androids or stuff like that.
Probably.
Anyhow, but we love it. We'll do it again. Don't
Yep.
worry, Superfan Jen.
Episode 98. I'm Not Gay.
Rumors.
Anticipated Movies 2017. And Happy Pills.
I feel weird retrospecting a show I did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, yes.
But, yeah, my nephew gave me a great shirt that made for a great photo op.
Oh, yeah.
I like anytime I put a picture up on my Facebook and I get a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
And the I'm Not Gay, but my boyfriend is really, really did well, and he loved seeing it, me wearing it.
It was a great shirt. And I like hearing all the movies coming out this year.
Yeah, lots of good ones. And
looking forward to it.
Hopefully I get to see them because I didn't have enough to see for the January one.
Yes.
That's what inspired that one.
It worked well.
Yeah.
And last week's, episode 99.
Well, we haven't done this one yet. So.
Yes, that's true. Weather, Old School Valentine's Day, and Untruths.
I like doing the weather one because I always joke that people talk about the weather when they have nothing to do. So I thought episode 99, but it's actually, I think, was kind of more profound.
It was.
And I got to use your snow globe pictures.
Yes, I love that snow globe.
This year I got Heather, the only thing I got her was the snow globe of me freezing to death. But she got a special thing because when you turn around, it was my back.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we really should market these, but we're the worst selling out people in the history of selling out.
We really are.
But anyhow, it's a beautiful globe, and we use those pictures. I thought it was ironic. 99, I'm going to talk about the weather.
Yep.
But it worked good. I love the Valentine's Day thing. That was great. And
it was fun looking up the cards for the pictures, too.
And untruths, hey, that's where I am right now. So if you want to know something new about me, go there.
Yep.
And I love the episode 100 where we just talked about all the about narcissism.
The table of contents episode. We'll just call it that. Yeah.
You could totally say that. How narcissist can you get when we analyze everything?
That's right.
But you know what? It's been a great run, and thank you to all the people who have been on this show and made it what it is. What it is. We don't know what it is, but thank you for making it that. But honestly, it's been an amazing run. And we just want to end this with a look at what's coming up. There's not going to be any big changes. Yeah, as always, when I come up to milestones, I think about pulling the plug, ending things.
I won't let him.
But we're going to go. Yeah, we're going to keep you off the street. We're going to keep going. I'm going to stay pretty much with the same format. Try to get about an hour and then longer for co-hosts. Still have a lot of people I'd love to interview, and hopefully I'll get them out to do it. People coming back that I would love to have on again and always have something to talk about. Changes are minimal. One, we are really concerned that our copyright keeps people from looking at it on phones.
Yes.
When you watch the YouTube feed, people go, like we hear it all the time, I can't watch you on my phone. Because the YouTube will only play on computers because of copyright. Now, because of this, our show isn't generally a music show. I just love music, so I like sticking it in there.
Yes.
But it's causing us trouble, and my theme song, which is actually Inner Smile by Texas, I think is one of the biggest problems.
Every week, we can play it, and they don't mind us playing it, but they won't let us make any money from it or play it on phones.
And we're not worried about the money aspect,
No.
because we don't do this to get rich. Good Lord, we'd be poor.
Oh yeah, we'd be dead.
But the truth of the matter is we do concern that people can't play it on phones, because that's people's livelihoods now.
Yes.
So what we're going to do forward from now is we are going to start doing the YouTube episodes as with public domain music, because there's some really good stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the iTunes and on my blog, I believe, will still have a version that will have Inner Smile and all the other stuff.
Also, Google Podcasts has it. Google Podcasts will have the normal version, too.
Oh, I forgot that we're on that.
Yeah.
So that's good to say that now.
It's fairly recent, so...
Yeah. So when you go to YouTube and you don't hear Inner Smile, that's because we are going to change it up. I'm going to try to find something that doesn't affect the thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe you guys can all start seeing this on your phones and tablets and whatever else that I don't own. So, yeah, check that out. That'll be some of the things.
Yeah.
I like the format we've been running with. We're going to continue to do that. My only thing is when Mondo Nostalgia started, I kind of started doing cam reviews of shows and movies, and I love doing that. My only problem with it is that I don't know. I don't know if the cam works for that, because I always worry about the running time, because of the fact that it takes forever to download them.
Oh, okay.
So for Mondo Nostalgia, I think you're going to start seeing a weekly Mondo Nostalgia news segment where I basically come in and talk about stories that happen in the world.
That's cool.
And give some little insight, but they'll only run less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Those cam things that I used to do, I think I'm going to add them back in here, because I noticed by the later I didn't really talk about pop culture. So I'm thinking more Mondo Nostalgia stuff and new stuff is going to be at least one segment every episode now.
Very cool.
Because, I noticed every once in a while I'd have a hit and miss with Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would like to talk more about stuff like Henry Rollins, Olivia Newton-John. And that's what I used to do on the cam thing, but I don't think they translate
they're wonderful. I mean,
as well. They're fun, they're great, but it's just me talking for a bit. And I'd like to do Mondo Nostalgia segments maybe where I'm talking nostalgia with people.
Yeah, that's
so I think some of that's all going to come back. I know it's going to come back because I'm going to make myself do segments and that's where the movie reviews will come in, any anticipation. So it won't just be nostalgia, it'll be new stuff too.
Pop culture. Maybe.
But I'm going to use the cam still because I love the cam, and that's going to be for personal things that I'm going to...
Messages?
People seem to like when I do personal, wishing people Merry Christmas and stuff. I want to use that for that, and I'm going to do a weekly Mondo thing. I think it's going to drop Saturdays.
Cool.
But the Mondo Nostalgia stuff that I talk, and that'll give me 20 minutes now to talk about a show, so I don't have to feel like I'm rushing, so when I talk about something like Star Wars or, stuff like that.
Star Wars is a whole show.
Yeah, well, that was, but...
but I know what you mean.
Yeah, but so, because I promoted this show as talking about pop culture, and although I still do, I don't do it as often. I still want to have the co-host, and I'll still do it every 3 or 4 episodes like I have been. So that's the biggest changes. I don't know if we should announce that we're going to maybe even try to do the old episodes.
We'll try. I mean, we can announce that, sure.
Yeah, we're going to try to, as each new episode comes from 101, we're going to attempt to every week alter one of the old shows so it can now be played on your phone.
Yeah.
As in, we're going to drop songs, and put public domain stuff.
Yeah.
But again, you'll still be getting the iTunes. You can still get the
Those will
original
stay.
stuff.
It's just
and
the
blog.
YouTube ones that'll be different. So.
Because we want you to get the chance to see it.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I see there's a problem and people are telling me I can't see it, and every time we have
to get to work.
and every time we have a co-host, it's like people are trying to see it, but so we have to move into a way. I'm fine with the thing, and I'd like to do music episodes. I would like to do personally a monthly music mix.
Cool.
Whether we put that just on my blog site or iTunes or wherever, or Google Podcast. Yeah. Probably not YouTube because it'll be copyright infringed. But yeah, I'd like to do a little bit of that. And Mondo Nostalgia will continue. There has been some changes in Mondo Nostalgia. There's news segments now when people die. I never knew how to deal with that on Mondo Nostalgia, so I do little tributes. I still do the tributes, but now I actually put the news on Mondo Nostalgia. So if I see trailers for a movie that has a nostalgic feel, like Power Rangers or Star Wars, it'll go on there. So you're now getting new stuff as well as the old commercials, cartoons, the movies, videos. So yeah, I am slowly building things. Does this make this is phase 3?
Yes. Because we did phase 2 last summer sometime.
So that's basically what you're looking at. Our main concern is to get people to see it on their phones.
Yes.
Because people tell me when you have a phone, that's what you need. I don't have a phone yet, so I still, I listen to this. But when I do, I listen to the YouTube or on Roku or whatever they call that thing. Though seeing my face that big can be a little weird watching it in my living room. But I like seeing my face pop up at the corner with recommendations. You know what somebody named Devlin would like? A show called Devlin's Pirate Radio Show.
Wow!
Mike enjoys it too. He's looking at stuff and me as a clown will come up.
That's awesome.
So anyhow, that's the future, the past, everything. Next week we go right into 101. Music changes if you're watching it through YouTube. No music changes if you watch it to the other. We have to give Heather more work each week. Got to keep her off the street.
Yep.
And anyhow, thank you for coming on, and thank you for this journey and opportunity.
It's been lots of fun. Thank you for doing all the creative part.
Constantly supporting me through projects like this.
Well, you're very welcome. I love it.
Well, thank you for coming on, and we will see you next week, and see you then.
Bye.